Hello, how you all doing? Mike Bradley here. Hope you are doing well as always. Now the other week I did a video showing the Bias Amp 2, the new plug-in software from Positive Grid, and I got a lot of questions asking about how I record the audio for my YouTube videos. So I was replying back to some people, but I thought, well, I could say that, because no, I need to say that, and I was getting a lot of people asking me, so I thought, let me do a damn video on it. So this is just going to be a video talking about the audio, how I record the audio and get the guitar into a video, you know. This isn't a sponsored video or anything like that. I'll be showing you some products. These are just things I have at the moment, and I would like to upgrade as time goes on, but all that costs wonga, doesn't it? But yeah, so this isn't sponsored, but there will be links to everything I'm doing if you choose to follow my follow my way and get the product yourself. And it'll be an Amazon link, and it'll be an affiliate link, so I'll get a little bit, maybe like a penny per click or something. But it all helps me with helping grow this channel. You know, I want to get some more cameras, so I just wanted to say that to you there. So first things first, let's talk about the amplifier. So a lot of times I use my Hamstead Artist 20 RT amp. I love it. It's one of my most favourite amps ever. I adore it. And what I do for that is put a microphone in front of it. So most of the time I use this bad boy, the SM57. By Shure, the SM57. It's kind of a industry standard now, and they're quite cheap as well. Some microphones are extortionate amount of money, and 95% of the time I'm just using one mic, which I'll get to in a second. Well, I'll get to how I mic up the cab in a minute. But sometimes I do use two microphones, and I use this one here, the SE2000, which is a condenser microphone. And what I might do with that is have it further back from the cabinets to get a bit more of a room sound, and then blend the two together. Sometimes I don't like the sound of two mics blended together. Sometimes I do. but yeah, a lot of times I won't have it like right in front of the speaker. I'll have it, no, maybe quite a feet or so away from the actual speaker cone itself, and then blend it in a little bit. So I don't do that in all my videos. I haven't done it for a while, but there are some. You'll be able to see if there's two speakers now. Sometimes I've had it quite far back and blended it as well. I mean, if you listen to Led Zeppelin records, you can hear that he hasn't got the mic right on the cone. You know, Jimmy's put the mic quite far back and getting the sound of the room. A lot of times he used a little, like a Supro or something like that, a little small amp, cranked it up, had the microphone sometimes the other side of the room, and kind of got that whole room sound, you know. So, I mean, I'm still learning about mic techniques as it goes, as I go along in this crazy journey. But yeah, man, it's a big thing, you know, where you put the microphone and things like that. So let's just do that right now. So when I mic up the cab, obviously I use a stand. This is a Hercules massive microphone stand. It's too big really. I need to get a smaller one, but for the time being I use this. And then I will get my 57. Then of course I need an XLR lead to go from the microphone to the interface, which I'll be talking about in a sec. Plug the mic in, and then I usually will put, and I'll make sure I get a better angle shot of this so you can see. I usually have it on the kind of edge of the left hand side of the speaker, and I don't have it on touching the grill cloth. I have it quite a bit back, again getting that air in there, so it's not no straight on like that. And you could experiment, try you know, getting a microphone, and if you can have someone else to help you, even better, or get like a loop pedal or something, you know, and experiment where you put your mic. You know, if you're right in the middle of the speaker itself, it can be quite a bright sound. Kind of being more over on the side gets a bit more kind of, I suppose, your mid and bass frequencies in there. So, but experiment, you know, you might want that sound. It's all a sound. You know, so you might want that kind of harsh, bright sound for whatever you're recording, if it's for a YouTube video or, you know, doing actual home recording yourself. So very much experiment, you know. And then if I wanted to, I could mic the other speaker, you know, with the condenser, either, you know, similar kind of distance, or like I was saying, I'd have it quite a far bit out away from the speaker and just blend it in, and you're getting different sound. This is quite a cool, I do like the sound of this. I should use it a bit more. I mean, it's more for vocals I use it, but it does sound really nice and warm, much more warmer than this, you know. But this is, you know, an old friend, the 57 now, you know. So like I say, so that's the mic, micing up the amp. I've just turned the amp on in case I decide to play, and we're going to take the end of this and pull it in on the messy side of the room. Now at the end of this, it goes into the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, and I think it's a really cool interface. I used to have an older one, M Audio, I use for my first probably 150, 200 videos I did in YouTube. And then when I got that, you can hear a big sound difference. And it's really, really simple. There are some plugins with it, I've never used them. And when you're playing, it will start lighting up. You know what, let me just plug in the guitar. Right, so what's really cool, as I was just saying, and I want to zoom in so you can see it, is that it's got a gain control, an input gain control on the Scarlett here. It goes from green to red. Green is good, you've got a nice clean signal. If it goes red, that means your signal is starting to clip, which you don't want. Again, it's a sound, you know, if you want that particular sound. But you know, clipping is a stage of distortion. You're distorting the signal. Now if you've got an amp which is, you know, if you want an overdrive or distorted sound, great, that can be there, but you want to make sure that the mic input signal is as clean as possible. So you know, having this as a kind of a guide is a massive help. So like I say, I'm going to zoom in so you can see. At the moment I've got the gain on about 9 o'clock, the gain input, and I'll start turning it and playing something, and you'll see it start to go red. I should say this isn't audio, this is just going to be mic. I've got a Rode mic on the Canon, so on my camera, so it's just going to be audio from that, not from the SM57. So it's not really picking up much, it's fine. So if I turn it up, say to 11 o'clock. So if I start hitting it hard, but if I'm soft, still good, right? Now, if I go to say 1, 2 o'clock, starting to get a bit of movement there. Bad, alright? And I'm not playing that loud from the amplifier. So it's such a handy tool, it really is. So we're gonna whack that back down to, I know that's where I kind of have it all the time. And I know it will be all good. So, XLR, the lead from the mic going into the interface, and then the interface is connected via USB onto my Mac, which is starting to die. Things are starting to go wrong with it. It needs more memory or something. So Final Cut's playing up, Logic's playing up. Life of a self-employed musician, eh? But yeah, so I use Logic 8. Again, if you're you know doing YouTube videos or doing recording at home for a long time, I use GarageBand. Again, especially probably again the first 100 and something odd videos. Well, I didn't even do anything. I just used a camera mic for the audio. But then I started micing it and just going into GarageBand, because I had Logic 8 on my old Mac, and then that died, and then I didn't have a CD drive to get on here, and I needed to get rid of memory and stuff, but I now have Logic 8 on here, and I do audio on there. I don't do any I don't put any compress on the signal. I don't change anything. I literally record the guitar straight to the Mac. Well, you know, into Logic, and then I bounce it. So at the moment, you know, so say for example, let's open up a recent thing. So the last thing I did was, let's put close there. So the last thing I had was New Light, the John Mayer thing, which I went up my last video I just posted, and literally all I do is, you know, so where did I start playing? You're probably not picking it up there, but it started playing there. You can see that my Logic and my computer's screwed with all that happening, and I get a nice black beam go across what shouldn't be happening. So it's very annoying. So yeah, click those Amazon links. But yeah, so once I record something, I don't, you know, do anything to it. Sometimes I might raise the level up, so you can see what I'm talking about. I might raise the level up so I can hear it back all right, but I always have it on 0.0 dB, and then literally I go to bounce. I do whatever I want to do. A lot of times I save it to my external hard drive, write what I want it to be, and that's it. I don't do any kind of tampering with the sound, you know. I don't know if other people do that. Again, if I was maybe doing more recording or something, I might, but I want to, if I like the sound of the amp, that's what I want, you know. If I was doing acoustic, if I was recording an acoustic, I probably then would add a bit of reverb if I wanted it. But yeah, I just literally bounce it as an MP3, balla bing, balla boom. Now, one thing I should say, a little tip. Now, obviously, how this happened, I was doing a plug-in, the bias effects, and it might sound something really straightforward to most people, but I remember when I first used the plugin, I think it might have been the first bias amp, I can't quite remember. Trying to get a sound from the guitar from just going straight in was a nightmare. I will explain what happened. Right, so I've now plugged directly straight my guitar into the interface. Now, I remember when I first tried to get some sounds, I was like, why is nothing happening? And hopefully you're seeing like a green light's going on the interface there. And then I realised you've got to push this magic button here, the input. And so clicking that, you get kind of sound. But I remember a year or two ago, I was just going nuts trying to get that to work. And then if I want to use a plugin such as the Bias Amp 2, Positive Grid, Bias Amp 2, Mono, and now have it there. But yeah, that, oh, one other thing. I remember I had the direct monitor, which I'll close up in a minute. I think I had that on, or it might have been the line, one of these I had off on the interface because it was just the DI'd sound, not, you know, in this case, my Dumble Blues amp. And then by switching that on, or switching it off, I can't remember which I did now, I got the sound. I got the sound. So you're all, if you're doing recordings and stuff like this, you're always one button away. You're always, if something's not, try not to panic. I know I panic, but try not to panic. You're always a button or a switch away from getting the sound you want. Again, you know, I've got all that kind of stuff. And that is all from the camera mic there. Like I say, a Rode, I've forgotten the actual name for it. I'll find it and I'll put it in the link description box below. But that's how I record audio really. Just so you can see as well, I'll go back and record something with the amplifier, just so you can see how I'm getting the sounds that way. No pedals, just directly into the amp. That's how I record my audio. No secret tricks or anything like that. Very, very simple. Pretty much plug in and go, you know. Like I say, the SM57, great amp. The condenser mic, which is by my feet here. I didn't use it obviously in this video, but check out some of my other videos. Anything with acoustic in, I'm using that. I'll try and find, I'll go through my videos and find one, and I'll stick a card up so you can see, so you can check out one with where this is being used as well, with the 57 as well. And of course being plugged straight into the Scarlett when, if you're using a plug-in like the Bias Effects or, oh god, what else is there? Amplitude, Guitar Rig, there's loads out there, isn't it? But yeah, I'm a straightforward guy, you know, and I'm still learning this stuff all the time. I want to get like a little MIDI keyboard and be able to do some drum stuff. I keep meaning to get a blooming bass guitar as well, you know. I want to do a lot more recording and, you know, be able to share this stuff with you and just change things up on my channel, you know. So that's why any support, you know, be it on my Patreon, through getting my videos on my website, to the affiliate links at the bottom, it all really helps me be able to kind of put back into growing this channel. It means a lot, any kind of help. So when people do get, you know, lessons from my website, or even buying my music, you know, be it getting a CD or downloading stuff from iTunes, you know, and like I say, people on Patreon, thank you so much for the ones who are starting to support me on there. It means a hell of a lot, you know. And of course, you know, I monetize my YouTube videos also that I can put back into my channel. So yeah, I want to get a lot more things. Like I say, I want a new computer, I want a MIDI stuff, so then a MIDI keyboard, so I can start doing some even cooler like backing tracks for you guys, things like that. Anyway, but hope this has helped and given you some ideas on how to record your audio. If you're a complete beginner at this kind of stuff, give it a go. Let me know in the comment section how you get on with it. And also, if you do a lot of recording yourself, share away. I'd like to know some little information from you as well. If you're, you know, an avid, you know, recording guru, and you know, we've got who's a big producer. Well, God, Tony Fasante. He did David Bowie, I can't pronounce his name. Stephen Street, he did a load of Blur stuff, didn't he, and things like that. God, Eddie Kramer, there we go, Eddie Kramer, the next George Martin, they could be watching right now. But yeah, let us know in the comment section below if this has helped, and also your own little tips and stuff like that. And I will see you very, very soon. Mike Bradley, very much, signing out.